So Rakesh, how is AIFMD impacting managers in APAC and why?
Definitely it's going to have an impact on Asian managers because as things evolve, one thing for sure is that it's going to restrict their ability to manage such funds. For the reason that some of the very domestic market players in Asia normally don't have a European infrastructure, licensed management company, and that make it more expensive for them to participate. And compared to what has happened in the past, it will also restrict their ability to export their products to the European market, as well as manage the European products out of Asian market due to the reasons which I mentioned.
What are the biggest challenges the AIFMD brings for these firms and why?
One of the biggest challenge which we see is the increase in compliance burden, which is going to increase the cost. Secondly, we think there will be no level playing field for a pure local player compared to some of the global players who have European infrastructure but at the same time operating in Asian markets. It's easy for them to now leverage on their legal entities on the ground because they have already provided for the infrastructure and licenses, and that makes it easier to engage. And so that's the second challenge for a pure Asian player who has been participating in this area. There will be restrictions in directly managing these funds, so that means they are going to take a sub-delegation or a sub-advisory route. And normally when you do that, in the past what we have seen is you have more of the person who is delegating is more of a proxy or have a post box kind of a setup, but that is no more possible. You need to have substance on the ground demonstrating that you have oversight over the risk management of what you're sub-delegating. So that is going to increase a layer and the cost, which means you have less to share with your Asian managers. So these are all the challenges which we see coming in the way of the pure Asian player trying to participate in European AIFM.
And what would you conclude from today's panel discussion?
It was interesting. We spoke about the known factors and unknown factors when you operate, especially for managers like us who go beyond the home market and operate in a number of emerging markets. Some of them are very restricted. There are unknown factors, and we really rely on the competency and the market intelligence of the global custodian and their sub-custody network. So the conclusion is that it's just not good knowing what the risks and dangers are. There should be an active engagement between the investment manager and the global custodian to further analyze those risks and see how we are going to address that.